Welcome to the first year semester 1 computer science. The subject is problem solving in C. So here we have the units such as general fundamentals, introduction to algorithms. These are the basics for to understand the computer, what is its functioning, and how a programming language works. And C, particularly this C language is an advanced programming language. Prior to them, DOS, COBOL, Pascal, these languages which were used in 80s and 90s. Once the millennium hits, we have uh, C, C hash, C++, Java, Python, R. A lot of programming languages have been developed, and we are experiencing new technology day to day. So to give a basic level of knowledge, and C language is the one of the efficient and strongest language still used. It is like security measures, all the things are there in C, and it is still a powerful language. In the first unit, today we try to deal with the general fundamentals, and then the second part deals with introduction to algorithms and programming languages. As we have shorter times, we try to in dealing with the queries. So next to it we have, as discussed in unit 1, we try to see general fundamentals, that is introduction to computers, block diagram of computer, characteristics, limitations of the computer, applications of computer, types of computer, computer generations. And very important, if you cover these questions, you can definitely have this 5 mark and 10 mark question. Okay, so next part is introduction to algorithms. Yes, algorithms is nothing but a step-by-step procedure. Okay, what is the instruction? Instruction 1, instruction 2, instruction 3. This is the step-by-step procedure where the computer understand the instruction, and following the instruction, they will execute a rule. Okay. So in the algorithms, the key features of algorithms, algorithm flowcharts, programming languages, generations of programming languages, structured programming language, design and implementation of correct, efficient, and maintenance programs. And we will see. So here we have the question, block diagram of computer. The major components of a computer, if you can see, a desktop or a laptop or a mobile phone, everything will have a chipset, memory unit, input devices, and output devices. Okay, so these are the instruments, or you can say components of a device. The input and output devices are also called the peripherals of the computer. Generally, we see keyboard and mouse as input devices, and the output devices are monitor or the screen. The central processing unit is the box-like thing. Okay. Generally, if you see a computer, you will have a box, a keyboard, a mouse, etc. In that way, the monitor is the output device, and these keyboard and mouse are the input devices. You give instructions through the keyboard and you get the result from the monitor. Okay. However, In the mobile devices, if you can observe, in the mobile devices, even if it is a laptop, say the laptop can be in this way. Okay, here the mouse pad, trackpad, and you have the screen. You will have attachment to a printer, anything. And in the mobile also, you have a digital keyboard where the inputs are given, the outputs are seen on the screen. Okay, these are the basic things in any of the devices. Okay, and the most important thing is memory. In the types, we have two types of memory. That is, one is temporary memory and permanent memory. That is random access memory and read-only memory. So these two memories will be serving us to function with the device. Okay. And the main important thing is the CPU. The CPU stands for Central Processing Unit. It is the heart of the computer. The primary function of a CPU is to execute programs. That is, what is execute programs, what is given in the uh, in the keyboard or a mouse or any input device. We have digital pens, etc. Right? Besides it, it also controls the operation of input and output devices. As it stands between the input and output devices, the central processing unit handles both the input and output devices, however, processes the instructions. We have control unit, arithmetic logic unit, we have a chipset, GPU, graphic processing unit, etc. We have different names. However, particularly for central processing unit, we have to write what does it function. It carries out all the functions which we give through the input, particularly keyboard, either to save a word pad, either to draw a paint, either to prepare a presentation. All these are the instructions given through the input devices. Okay, and the other thing is that control unit generates. In the CPU, we have three control unit, arithmetic logic unit, and the third one, we have memory. So control unit generates the timing and control signals that are necessary to execute instructions. The control unit sees timing and control signals. It controls the entire operation of the computer. The function of arithmetic logic unit is to perform arithmetic operations, that mathematical calculations such as addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. It also performs logical operators such as AND operator, OR operator, NOT operator, and exclusive OR. These are the operations which are carried out by the this control unit, arithmetic logic unit. Registers are used to store the temporary result in the data while performing certain operations. Okay, so next one is memory. What we have discussed in control unit is that control unit process the timing and control signals. Next, arithmetic unit, logical unit, we have two things, arithmetic and logical. We can say the and or not. For the arithmetic operations, it is addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. You have to understand the basic things to be noted here are the central processing unit, controls input and output devices, controls input and output devices. Next, we have three things: control unit, arithmetic logic unit, accumulator, general special purpose registers. However, these may be difficult to register in your brain, but control unit and arithmetic unit, these two units has to be discussed thoroughly and clearly in the examination to gain marks. Okay. So next is memory. The second one is memory. Particularly, memory plays a crucial role in executing these input and output operations. Memory, the main purpose of the memory is to store information either for a temporary purpose or the permanent purpose. Basically, there are two types of memory, that is primary memory and secondary memory. The primary memory is volatile, means it is temporary in nature. The primary will be lost when the computer is switched on. See, for example, in the Android phone, if you open some apps after 30 minutes or something, if you can open the functions, functioning option, you see multiple apps are opened. You just clear them, right? But even though if you do not clear after 15 minutes or 20 minutes, they will be automatically getting closed. The information written on the hard disk is permanent. To improve the performance of the computer, several other memories are used, such as cache memory, virtual memory, etc. In technology point of view, two types of memory are available: semiconductor memory and magnetic memory. However, today the times has changed. These are the basic, where if you can see the semiconductor memory and magnetic memory, we'll try to provide the examples at the end of the session. Okay. The semiconductor memory is static, faster, lighter, smaller in size, and consumes less power. Generally, this type of memory is used as a main memory, means the RAM. If you see, there is such a this plate-like device in the CPU or the laptop. You can see the magnetic memory is slower but cheaper. This is the costliest one. A little costlier, consumes less power. But hard disk, if you see a hard disk, it will have a disk inside it. A motor will be running. The information is large content of information is stored, such as 80 GB, 40 GB, in that way. So RAM, ROM, and EPROM are the examples for semiconductor memory. Hard disk, floppy disk, tape, all these examples of magnetic memory. These are the hard disk, floppy disk, tape. Hard disk is still there. It is there. Like now we have shifted to SSD devices. There are these floppy disks. Even I am not much familiar of these floppy disks. We never used them, but however, during 2003, 2002, 20 years back, 2 decades earlier, these floppy disk tapes were there. Even CDs and pen drives are outdated in these days. Input devices. So coming to the uh, input devices, information is entered into the computer through input devices. As the basic devices such as keyboard, we have mouse, we have joystick, light pen, touch screen, trackballs, etc. Nowadays, voice input systems are also big, like Alexa, Siri, Alexa, and Google keyboard, voice input, etc. are also, when you read a paragraph, the computer or the CPU itself directly recognize what you are speaking. Okay, and even we have the translators also. So The next one is output devices. Output devices generally gives the result. Okay, and other information from the computer and provides them to the users. The computer usually sends the information in the form of binary coded representation. Then output devices converts these binary codes into this generally binary code. With these codes, you will be communicating with the computer. Output devices can be broadly classified into two categories: hard copy devices and soft copy devices. Hard copy devices are the output devices which produces the output on a paper, that is printer. Soft copy output devices which will produce the output on a display screen such as monitor. We have these monitors are cathode ray tube, that is the old TVs generally displayed as like this. We have this. Okay. LCD liquid crystal devices and plasma panels, direct view storage tubes. Okay. However, the most important things in output devices are CRT, LCD, liquid emitting diodes, plasma panels, and OLED screens. You can write. So here, the main important things we have discussed today in this question, explain the block diagram of computer. By understanding this basic information, you will get an understanding of what is a computer. The main components of the computer in the block diagram is input device, output device, memory, and central processing unit. In the central processing unit, we have discussed the control unit and arithmetic logic unit. Control unit controls timing and input and output devices, where arithmetic logic unit controls arithmetic operations and logical operations, and or not arithmetic operations are addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Okay, and memory we have permanent memory, primary memory, and secondary memory, permanent memory and temporary memory. In that way, we have RAM and ROM. RAM which clears by shutting down the device, ROM by having a hard disk or SSDs or any other format. These are the main things which you have to keep in mind. Either it is a mobile phone, either it is a laptop or a desktop. Okay, with this you have got a basic understanding of what a computer is, and in the next sessions we'll get into deeper about the subject. Thank you so much. Have a great day.